welcome to Speak Your Heart, untold stories of women leaders in this dynamic, constantly changing IT world. Candid conversations about your journey, stereotypes and challenges faced, inspirations that kept you driven, and learnings that you cherish till date. I'm your host, Bhakti Joshi, marketing lead at VirtueTech Inc., niche player in delivering data and analytics services on AWS Cloud. Our mission is to build futuristic, secure, and high value data solutions for our clients. In this episode, we have Swathi Nelabhatla as our guest. Personally, I have been specially waiting for today's session because I liked Swathi so much since I've met her. And I'm sure you would too once you know her. Her story is interesting, inspiring, and insightful too. She is the founder of She Jobs, a very unique and super successful venture. It's a women focused job portal. She is a TEDx speaker. I hope I can do justice to that in this talk. She is an official member of Forbes Technology Council. She has been featured at various multiple events, but the most recent one has been the Global Business Enclave 2002 at UK Parliament, where she got recognized as Global Inspirational Leader 2022. Hi Swathi, you have been globetrotting. Hope you're back home and settled. Very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us at this early hour.
Thank you so much, Bhakti. That was such an elaborate introduction for me, but thanks a lot for your kind words. Thank you.
You're most welcome, Swathi. So, Swati, you recently got this award, this recognition in UK, in London. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, sure. There was a global business enclave happened in London for 2022 in October. So how it started was like one of my, in fact, one of my clients have nominated me, my client and my good friend in working with Dun& Bradstreet, a company, a renowned company in India and USA. So they actually nominated She Jobs as a for as one of the nominees, and then I know then it went through the selection process and with various criteria and all that. So they also interviewed me and to see if I'm a right candidate. And I was just assuming that I won't get it because it is happening in UK Parliament and there are many brands who are competing and all that. But I think they recognize the efforts behind She Jobs, and they invited me for the award, and then that's how I went and took that. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm sure it's a big boost to you and your team. I'm sure you all must be very elated, and it's so much encouraging, huge motivation. So, you are a founder of two successful companies, and your journey has been truly fascinating. Um, can you take us to your journey and your insightful learnings? You talk about She Jobs, and what is the idea behind that?
Sure. I mean, my journey might be fascinating, but I know I had like same challenges which any women entrepreneur will have. So I came to this country 10 years ago in search of my passion and due to my personal reasons. And then I worked in some companies where I was not able to get enough flexibility which is required for my personal scenario, and then I also had this passion of doing something in business, like I wanted to be an entrepreneur but I didn't know how to become one. So I used some of my strengths and then started a small IT consulting company a few years ago. And after that I tried many startups because I always wanted to build something in a product related startup which solves some problem, but I failed in those. Like I think I would have at least tried 4 different ideas
Wow.
after the IT company. And then so without my knowledge I was implementing my She Jobs idea in my first company, that I was hiring more women and I was pushing more women towards my clients as well. So then one fine day I somehow thought, why don't we make this as a different model and then, support organizations and improve the diversity metrics and all that. So that's how I started searching for a focused job for women and underrepresented minorities, but I could find very much little options. So then I thought, okay, let me make one. And then also, this also helps me to solve the purpose of my life. And then I want to do something to the community while I'm fulfilling the entrepreneur passion. So that's how She Jobs has been started. And I think it's 2 years that, we are in this journey.
Awesome. It sounds like you are at the right place and the right time because you're following your passion. And so how did you manage your finances, if I may ask, when you were dabbling through the startups and, failing and then again starting? That's great to hear. But how did you manage the other part?
I have to think how to answer this. I didn't had any money, frankly. And whatever I was earning through my job or everything, I started to put on the startup ideas. I literally didn't save anything.
Wow.
And even now, if you ask me how much money I have, I think I don't have anything with me. So I used to take a minimum salary, like, very less, in fact, the basic salary, always. And even now I do the same. And then I think anything is possible by being very disciplined. So I used to have a tight schedule and not, waste any money or anything. So with whatever little I have, I actually was in that. Yeah.
Amazing, Swati. This is really amazing because I have my husband who is an entrepreneur and he literally doesn't have any money. And hearing your story is really useful to people who have such, adventurous people in their family who want to follow their passion. And when you say that you actually carried out with the minimum, then probably you led a very good minimalistic life without caring about the society standards and things like that. So it's really useful to hear about it. And now you have a big company up and running and everything, so all of your sacrifices did give you fruit. So Swati, there is so much to talk about, but let me pick certain things which would be interesting. So you are a official member of Forbes Technology Council. Could you tell us what you do there, what happens in Forbes Technology Council?
In fact, I just became the member, but then I know what happens in there. So the minute I got the membership approved, I had there are like a lot of opportunities which opened up. Like you have that opportunity to collaborate and work and get to listen and get that mentorship opportunities from the renowned people who are part of the Forbes. So they are like a lot of IT executives and then senior level people, like C-level people who are there at a message away. Like, of course, you need to just ping them and then ask your question and you can get the answers. You have opportunity to read articles written by them or any, you can post some questions and you will get answers from all those industry leaders. So I thought at this minute in my journey, that is very important for me. Because I've not worked on the senior management positions in my in any of the companies. Like in my experience, I just stopped at the middle level, and after that I came to the entrepreneurship and all that. So this gives me opportunity to understand how they think, how they do things, how they implement and all that. So that is pretty useful for anyone, not just me.
Amazing, Swati. So it sounds like you have full access to the most reliable and direct resources. You could ping them and ask them what you want, and
It's a group of network of the technology leaders. So if you have any challenges in your technology journey, so you can ask them, like, and then they will support you. And yeah, you can read, you have access to a lot of information, a lot of articles. So it's a good one to have. Yeah, see, it's very important for us to keep to get upskilled and reskilled always, because we don't know everything. So we need to be part of all these resource groups to keep us going.
Yes, sure. Swati, we want to hear from you. If you could little bit open up to us and tell us about your source of inspiration, your source of energy. You can tell us about your family, about your father, your relationship with him from your early days, and then in the current, scenario. So can you tell us that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, in the previous question, you also asked about how I manage my finances and all that, right? So basically, I'm from middle class background, so I really didn't had any kind of any awareness of like what if you give me like today like a lot of money, I really don't know what to do with it. So uh, so my father was a journalist, and then my mother was a revenue officer. So I lost my father when I was 17-year-old, and my
Okay.
father was such a huge inspiration for me because somehow he saw some potential in me from childhood, and he and I used to sit in
Wow.
cars together, and he
Hmm.
used to tell me all the stories of the successful women, and then women who are
Wow.
doing something for the community, mostly because being from the journalism background, he had access to a lot of those stories. So
Great.
I was in my boarding school always, and then
Okay.
he wanted to like really put me through all the best education in the world. So that's how like he really got me to work hard and study well. So somehow I even now I always chase my father's dreams. Like I want to do something, I want to do justice to his thoughts and
Right.
his vision about me. So that keeps me going always. Like that is only one thing that
Amazing.
keeps me going every day. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. Super. So the seed was sown that time when you were small, and then that went into your subconscious, like it's there, and so
Yeah.
it is bearing fruits now.
Yeah, I
So
wanted to
wonderful.
make my father proud. So each day, that's how I start my day and end my day with.
Amazing. Amazing. So, Swati, it would be really great to hear from you about the female factor, if we could call that. There are unconscious stereotypes, there are microaggressions, there are, such behavioral patterns, conditionings of mind where it does make a difference compared to a man through his career and his journey, and a woman going through exact same path with exact same skills and everything. So, could you tell us about your own challenges and challenges you would have seen? And you've already done so much tangible work, by creating this wonderful women's job portal called She Jobs. So, can you talk about that subject?
See, there are two questions which you asked. One is the female factor. As such, we are in a world where there is no gender discrimination, is what we keep hearing. But there is an unbiased gender discrimination. I mean, it is very subtle, okay? It is there
Yeah,
internally, like, in the brains of
invisible.
everybody. Yeah. So one is like
Yes.
the idea of becoming an entrepreneur itself is something which is like shocking for like a lot of people. In my family also, right? There were no entrepreneurs in my family.
Right.
Uh,
Hmm.
and then with the friends and all that, you get to lose friends because you're always chasing your passion, and then
Yeah.
you're not
Hmm.
into like the regular like
Socializing.
or socializing or whatever, right? So it's very
Yeah.
limited. And then, and then being a women entrepreneur, first place, I think you were not taken seriously by the outside world. I was not taken seriously. Whenever I
Hmm.
discussed my passion with anyone, I didn't see that, that in the opposite person's eyes that, oh, okay, so I I mean, I've not seen that, that they really heard me, or they accepted or they understood what I'm trying to do. So it's just that only after you do certain things, only after you reach some milestones, that's when you get recognition.
Okay. When it's
You know,
visible, and
when
it's
it's
actually
exactly, so not from the beginning. So I've seen that behavior. I even now I'm seeing it. But fortunately, I have people like who are supporting me. But uh, not only me, but in general for the women entrepreneurship, it is everyone will actually support you much only if it is visible, when there is something which you have actually done, not when you started. So that is there.
true.
And then with respect to She Jobs, see, the thing is like, usually it is women who always sacrifices for the family
Yes.
or anything, right? So,
True.
but then when that woman wants to come back to work, she was not offered the same salary or same kind of position as some like as others. Usually men also might be the similar issue, but men are like, they are somehow able to get through. But for women in general, I think that look, that the confidence levels are little bit lesser when they want to come back
Right.
to work, so they accept whatever it comes on their way. And there are no proper returnship programs in many organizations. Some organizations there are some, but I have not really experienced or seen any potential returnship program which offers the same package, same pay, and which has equal opportunities of
Okay.
which men has. And
Okay.
then and then there are many layers in women, right? Women who have children with disabilities, okay, and then transgenders, and women
Okay.
who have career gap for like more than 10 years, okay. And then I think these different layers of diversity have to be addressed differently. That
Right.
customization of diversity is not there yet in the
Wow.
organizations, and that is what I'm trying to you know talk to people, talk to leaders, and get it acknowledged by them, and then do something for.
Right. Right. So in this series, Speak Your Heart, and we are interviewing women leaders in tech. We obviously always talk about this, and then we get various different. It's interesting to hear from all the women. But when you are talking, it is altogether different level, because you know in and out of it, and you are working in it, and then you know the minute nitty-gritties about this issue and how to take it up. So it's really very wonderful to hear from you. So that's great. um,
Thank you.
can you tell us sure, can you tell us about your future plans or any new initiatives that are churning in your mind, because you're an entrepreneur? You have any new ideas you would like to share with us?
So, I'm full of ideas. Okay. So basically, I always get one or other idea every day. And
Wow.
yeah, so it's like, because I think I have like this huge mental energy, which I really
Wow.
didn't know how to channelize it when I actually,
Okay.
like some years ago. So I used to do like various things, and then I used to keep changing like every hour and every day, one or other activity. I used to have like some 20 presentations in my laptop every single day,
Wow.
like on various topics and all that. But now I think I'm becoming stable right now, and I want to stick to something which is
Mm.
she jobs,
Mm.
because it is actually giving me that I would say that kick, right? Like where you also
Mhm.
fulfilling your entrepreneur passion and also doing something for fellow women.
Wonderful.
Six,
Yes.
I want to just be stable on this and research more and do more. And I wanted to
Yes.
support at least one woman every day. That is
Amazing.
only goal which I kept for my team and myself. Okay, let's not like really think, okay, we are helping millions of women. Okay, if that day comes, it is really great. Okay, but right now, just see for one woman, one day, what
Yeah.
you can do. Because we get like
Yes.
enormous messages in our social media, like our Facebook
Yes.
and LinkedIn are flooded with messages. So,
Yes.
and we try to respond to everybody, and
Mhm.
we try to answer them, and we try to somehow do something for them, like for all the genuine cases, right? But I
Right.
can't give jobs for everybody who is reaching to
Yes.
our company, right? So, but then
Yes.
that's the only thing I have, and I'm going to work only on that. I've decided that I am going to
Mm.
be here, and then I'm going to work on like some diversity, some positions for women, and how to just bring up their careers, and how to bring women back to the career, and how to work with the transgender groups. I wanted to really research on that and wanted to work on that area, because there are a lot of skills for them which are not being utilized you know
Yeah.
so yeah, I wanted to work on this. Right now we are in USA and India, and in fact I have many people who are reaching out, like whether I wanted to start this in other countries. But I'm really I want to like take a stable decision and then first do what I could do with my current role and then move forward. Yeah.
Great. So actually, you are following your passion 100%. And the way you talk about it, it reminds me of a saying. In English, you have a saying, for a man who loves his life is a vacation, for a man who loves his vocation. Right. So when you are doing what you love, then that is the perfect recipe for super success. So that's great. So now I have one question in which I want you to reveal a secret. So can you tell us a secret quality of yourself that you love?
I I think I won't give up, Bhakti. I will not give up. Yeah, I face so many difficulties, and then I know I will face more difficulties, but I don't want to give up. Yeah.
Awesome. So that grit, that perseverance, and that grit is what drives ahead, and that is at the foundation of all your growth. So awesome, way to go. Right. So earlier, a few minutes back, you told me that when you have a disciplined life, then you can achieve a lot, right? So when you are very organized and hardworking, so are you organized? How do you organize your day, and what do you have? Any tips for work-life balance? Being a woman, there are so many women who are juggling with different things in different fronts of their life, right? So you have anything to say about work-life balance? How to do that?
I think I'm the bad person to talk about work-life balance, but I'll tell you what I will do. Okay. So basically I try to have a fixed schedule because whenever you are at work, okay, so there is no fixed schedule. You actually should take the priorities and then things change very
I
randomly.
know.
Okay.
I know.
There is like escalation somewhere and there is an issue in the company, or there's one or other thing which will come up. Okay, just be prepared for that, for those unknown things. Okay.
Right.
And
Right.
so I will actually try to get up very early in the morning, and then so I try to do some workout which I've not been doing consistently these days, but that is my ideal day of every day which I visualize and I wanted to do. So and then because I want to finish off like all my works like before the work day starts. For instance, today this meeting, like I wanted to finish it off by 8 a.m. In that way, I'm prepared for my work.
Correct.
Yeah, and then I will work as per my schedule. I have delegated like all the items like which are in general every day will have, I delegated to my team, and then I have like 2 or 3 core people in my team like who will give me updates and who will keep watching everything if I'm going fine or not. So they will come and update me like if there is anything which is going wrong or anything. And then and then they will have teams under them, like who will manage the teams, but only I have 2-3 people reporting to me, like who are my strength and like my right hand, left hand, eyes, or whoever it is. And yeah, I mean that's one way. And what is the other question you asked? Like
how do you find time for your personal
life, right?
life?
So the only way I get relaxed is not by going out. I'm a very home person, so I know whole weekday it is always like busy in one or other work, and then I wanted to do networking as well. It is very important for any woman in entrepreneurship or in corporate or whatever. That networking is very important. You need to meet people. You need to talk people. Come out of the comfort zone. That is very important. I wanted to. So I will do any kind of meetings or like whole week, but in the weekend I really wanted to stay home and then just relax myself, unwind. People think, I mean there are like a lot of people I know who wants to go out and go for vacations and then do things and all that, but I am little bit opposite. So I don't like to go out whenever it's relaxing for me. I am a stay home person. I just want to be like on my comfortable clothes and like comfort food and all that. I will just be home, like how many number of days you want me to. So that recharges me so much. And then I will for work, I will go anywhere. Like I'm very much outgoing for work. But when it comes to relaxation, I want to be home. I want to be with the family, and I want to be there. So I think that's how I balance myself. And rest all responsibilities, right? Women have that at her ease. Like, that's why there are like multiple things which a woman can do on a single day. Like she can cook and she can
multitasking,
everything. So I think that just comes at ease. We don't need any special
naturally.
planned day or anything for that.
Yeah, and I think motherhood even enhances it more, right? Your women qualities, the inherent women qualities will come into forefront when you are a mother and you have to take care of the child as well. So I can imagine. So yeah, no, great. That's really good to hear, because when you said that you have people who specially keep track of the things, and if something is going off track, they will tell you that, Swati, this is what we had planned and this is going a little bit astray. So that's really a great idea. So awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
So
And so many other
so
things.
you said motherhood, right? So I think that is a skill which is called empathy in a woman, right? So that empathy
Okay.
is actually, it is empathy more than motherhood or anything. It's empathy.
Okay.
So that actually is part of motherhood. That's part of leader. That's part of anything. So that will actually make you a good leader as well. Like
Right.
so women are empathetic. So that is very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful to know. So that empathy is what, keeps going. Okay, great. Swati, what is your message to the next generation?
I don't know if I can give any messages or anything. I'm not into that yet. I'm still working hard to reach my goals. So just that, one life, and so try your passion first, okay, for some years, and see what you could do. If you're not able to do anything, then just go back to the regular, your work or anything, like your comfort zone stuff. But I think dedicate some years in your life to work only on your passion. You never know where you will go. That is something I wanted to tell. Yeah.
Superb, superb. So at almost every question you said, I don't have really much to say, but then you come up with a gem every time. Okay, because this is really a unique, advice that spare a few years of few years time of your life, and that is really valuable. It makes a lot of sense, because it will set your direction right for the rest of your life. If you find your passion, you are at the right. Everybody would like different things, and if you're at the right place, then that is best thing. So Swati, thank you so much for being with us, and we really wish you all the very best, and you scale new heights every day, and we'll always be friends with you from VirtueTech. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bhakti. Wish you good luck to you and VirtueTech. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.